All right. How is it going, everyone? 50K. 50K, baby. 50K. That's what I'm talking about. And then we can do it. You know what? I'm trying to remember what I said. I'm sure in the last 30 AMAs, I've talked about when I thought it was going to hit 50K or not, and when that's going to happen. And I wonder, I feel like I said 50K by the end of the year. So I'm going to say that it exceeded my expectations. I'm going to say that if that was my previous mindset, it exceeded my expectations. Am I saying we're going to get to 100K by the end of the year now? These numbers are bullish, but I'm not quite sure that bullish. However, I think we will get 55555 validators again. I can talk about validator performance, right? That's not financial advice. Validator performance, pretty cool. So I hope we'll say that instead of I hope we will get to all the magic 5 numbers, all the 369s, all that fun stuff. Anyway, say hi to the chat real quick. We'll go for about 30 minutes, maybe a little bit less today, depending on if we have any questions. Red Squirrel, always in the chat. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for the algos. DJ and Hexkin, see you all around here as well. Appreciate you, man. We're going to talk about 50K validators. We're going to talk about, let me put that on the screen real quick too while we're talking about it. And also profitability and a few other things. But yeah, 50,221 validators. And we got, looks like 277 entering. So that's, more to come, as we can see there. Again, the APR, I would not take this as the truth because, I think they've got some work to do on the calculations, not go pull stuff. I'm sure they're just pulling it from like the launch pad or something. Somebody had a tweet on that. I'll bring it up here in a second. The APR, which, let's see. So we need to stop promoting 14% APY. It's actually 8.25% today. Yeah, so PulsePLS Validator, shout out to PulsePLS Validator. They have a lot of cool stats and nuance and things like that. So yeah, I've said before, I at least in my mind, I know it's closer to 10%. Maybe that's even hoping. It looks like they came up with 8%. And again, this thing fluctuates. The more we have, the numbers should go down, right? Because the more rewards that are being shared amongst the people in the pool, more validators you have, more rewards you get. That kind of obvious stuff. But in general, 8%. So I would say, I even replied down here. I've been telling people 10 to 15%. I'd say around 10% sounds like a reasonable number, but it could be 8, it could be less, it could be 7, 6, 7%. Who knows? So one day we'll have some more accurate measurements and stuff, but right now, appreciate people coming up with this. Again, great for marketing if it says 14%, and great that piece of code hasn't been updated. I guess it's good for marketing, but it's not like you're not lying, right? Like it says 14%. This is based on the best code we have to calculate it, which is official from Launchpad. We'll just check out Launchpad real quick and see what it says. Yeah, I'm sure it's just pulling from Launchpad, so 14.7. So it's it's one of those things. Again, I don't think anyone's lying about it. It's just that's what it officially says. But I'm not saying it's 100% accurate either. But again, it doesn't. It's one of those things like, okay, it's not that accurate. Maybe factor that in if you're doing models and projections of how much profit and stuff you may be getting. But at the same time, price is down right now. To me, so the way I look at validating is, I said this before, I never went into it thinking it's going to be profitable, not anytime soon. So it's kind of one of those things. My thinking is I invest early because I believe Pulse will do well over time, and then all the costs that happen in the meantime, if I'm not breaking even or whatever, then over time the price will make up for it. That's the idea. It's like invest in anything early, right? Like right now, I mean, I guess it's a little bit different because you're actually, there's either upfront costs with a home validator, or there's a monthly cloud cost with when you're renting a server as well. So to me, it's one of those things. I think it'll pay off over time. Again, invest in a company, you're going to be opportunity cost. You're putting money here, not somewhere else. But again, if you believe it'll go up over time, you would factor that in. So what's up, Gamma? Good to see you, man. I'm actually curious if the Gamma's got any. Anyways, congratulations, 50K. I want to talk about profitability a little bit too, though. So just some numbers. Again, this is just what I've been thinking about today. I was looking at my cloud numbers and so on, around $400. So I did videos on DigitalOcean, AWS. I went with them first. Much more expensive, probably about 40% more expensive at least. DigitalOcean, I'm using a lower tier. It may be $500, maybe $600 for other tiers for hardware and stuff. I'm using the lowest one possible that I can operate a validator on that I'm confident I can. Around $400, $450, somewhere through there per month. So today, $400 is around 5.8 PLS, 5.8 million PLS. So again, these are just raw. I'm just talking about raw numbers here. There are other considerations. We don't have all super accurate APR numbers. It goes up and down, buying hardware versus renting servers, all this stuff. I just want to do some simple math, ballpark some stuff, just to give you an idea. So $400 is around 4.8 million PLS today. 5.8 million PLS. 5.8 divided by 30 is 193K, around 200K. So just napkin math. Could take, if you're paying $400 a month, just for that cost, 20 to 30 validators to cover the current operating costs. A lot, right? Again, that's cloud. That's not buying a NUC. That's not doing that. I'll talk about that in a minute. This is like if you have a $400 renting server cost per month, you're going to need 20 or 30 validators to, and that's also based on the payout. So I know it's been quoted 10K pulse per day. I'm not sure what it's currently at. Gamma or someone else in the chat, let me know if you know the current numbers. 5 to 10K per day is what I'm estimating is the current payout. I haven't looked recently. I haven't calculated it. So around 20, 30 validators if you're renting a server for $400 a month. Okay. However, if the PLS, again, if you believe PLS is going to go up over time, if the price goes up 20, 30x, obviously, maybe one validator eventually breaks even or is even slightly profitable after that kind of thing. So, yeah, Game is saying 26 PLS per epoch. Yeah, you know how much per day? Just let's stop and calculate right now. But if you know how much per day estimated, that would be awesome. So, again, glorious day if we get a 20 and 30x. There we go. Yeah, so I said 5 to 10K, 7,000 PLS per day. Thank you. That's within the range I was thinking. Perfect. I knew it was 10K a while back, but we had a lot more. I remember David was talking about 10K on DCC maybe a couple months ago, I think. But that was when we had probably 500,000 validators as well. So I imagine it went down quite a bit. So there you go. Shout out to Gamma. You're awesome, man. Appreciate that. So again, glorious day if we go up 20, 30x. That's with one validator, right? That's why more validators, the better, right? So that's for $400 cloud hosting. And then, so if you go to, we'll just pull up validatorstore.com. So if you bought a NUC from Validator Store, and again, you can pay $500 for hardware, you can pay $2,000 for hardware, different cost benefits, different rewards, different stuff like that. Then, yeah, so the hardware kit, again here, I think it's around 2K. So let's set up price. Yeah, price 2K. So this is the setup, a lot of stuff set up for you, get your hardware, stuff, all the stuff you need. Let's just go 2K. Again, it could be cheaper. So 2K is around 30 million pulse per day, or today. At today's value, 2K is around 30 million pulse. So at a rate of 5 to 10K per day, 30 million pulse divided by 10K is 3,000 days. So even at the 10K per day, Gamma just said 7K right there is probably more accurate. At 10K per day, it'd be 3,000 days, many years. It's like 8 years or something. If prices, never move, right? And then, and that's APR stays the same, all that stuff. But for example, that's one validator. If you run 10 validators, takes 10 months, maybe 1.5. So 10 months to 1.5 years, depending on APR. So could be around that time frame, much, much quicker though, to break even. I think I've talked about that before. I think around a year or so is kind of I guess my expected time to break even on validating is around a year, at least to cover cost. And then profitability is a different thing, but at least to cover cost, I kind of went into expecting at least a year, maybe 2 years to break even or be profitable. So that kind of fits within timeline as well. Or if you just run one validator, and the price goes up 10x. So say we get a 10x PLS price increase, comes out the same 300 days, same 10 months, 4.5 years or so at minimum, again, depending on the daily payout of validators. So it could be 10K, could be 7K, could be 5K, whatever it is, depending on how many validators, APR, all this stuff. So that's, again, to give you an idea of what it looks like right now. That's why it's so early, right? If you believe price is going to go up, or if you have the capital with PLS, again, it's around $2,200 to run a validator today. That's what I like about being a validator is it you know, basically like you're staking your pulse, right? Like you're validating, you're helping the network, you're earning more, and you're keeping it away from your trading account, right? You're keeping it away, you're putting it up somewhere, you're letting it earn, you're helping the network, you're like, all these positive things come from it. And you don't have to, like if it is worth something later on, it helps me hodl. I like to think about it like that. Like one of those like cool, fun ways to hodl. So 1 sec, still recovering here. Breathe. Okay. So what's up, Wake Dog? 7,000 PLS per day, totally not even worth it. I hear you, bro. I hear you, Wake Dog. But hopefully what I said to make up for it makes more sense. So would I be if I knew the PLS price, if I thought the PLS price was going to stay the same, and I was getting 7,000 PLS per day, would anybody, not just me, would anyone be a validator? You're just throwing money away, right? Like they don't make it, like you're just going to throw money away for years. Yeah, that don't make any sense. That's why nobody. I don't think anyone's betting on that. I mean, maybe they are, but like I don't think anyone investing in validators is betting the PLS price is going to remain, 30%, 40% below SAC. So again, it depends on what you're betting on. Place your bets wisely. But that's the point. The point is today, it's so again, the way I look at it, I'm taking this cost on right now. I know it's not profitable. However, I know I'm securing the network. I know I'm helping the community. AMA number 31, right? Like I gotta have some motivation to do this, right? It ain't price right now, obviously. And I believe the price will go up over time, where don't even care. I won't even care if I spend a year or two, if I sink, $400 a month for a year or two into it. Like I don't care, because I think it's going to be worth more after that. You think whatever you want, not particular Wake Dog, just saying in general, you as in everyone. Everyone comes up with their own investment thesis, but I believe it'd be worth more. So again, you're totally right. Totally not worth it if you're looking to be profitable today. However, just like investing in companies and startups and otherwise, people sometimes invest in things and they take a loss on early for years even. Amazon wasn't profitable for years. Everyone's tired of hearing the Amazon example, but there's plenty of other companies. It's the first thing that came to mind. Wasn't profitable for years until they were. And, I don't know if they're $1 trillion company, but I think they're profitable these days. I'll say that. So good point. I'm glad you brought it up. But 8 years, by the way, 8 years for the record, according to my math. Again, simple math, napkin math. Didn't do any crazy analysis. I just like kind of ran some numbers here to give people an idea. So, what's up, Archie? 50K is amazing. It truly is. Like, I haven't got like everyone just soak in for a second. Like, again, not 50K servers, but 50K validators. A lot of servers, probably thousands of servers. 50K validators. 50K times 32 million equals whatever. That much is locked up. That much people are putting behind the network and helping us go to the future. So pretty cool. It's a good feeling, and I like it. I like it a lot. Get me 5 cheaper system for 3 years, totally worth it. Yeah. So again, that was based on 2K. If you buy, this is like the deluxe. This comes with all the stuff you need, all in one box, all that stuff. You can spend probably 1K. If you don't home, you can spend maybe 5. Again, if you start buying used stuff, I don't like it. I like to err on the side of I don't ever want to have to touch this thing. So when I'm buying server stuff, I always buy new, or I buy new or refurbished from like a trusted place. And I just don't want to deal with it. I want to set it and forget it. So if you're going to use some like, old laptop or whatever you got sitting around, something that the hard drive's on its last legs, you may have to spend some extra time maintaining it, fixing it, replacing it later on. I don't want to do that. So I'd rather pay more and get more time, right? I'd rather trade more money for more time back, and less aggravation, less all that stuff. I'm running on a system bought 3 years ago, pure profit. There you go. Yeah, I mean, if you want, it's the risk, risk reward trade-off type of thing. But if you got a sound system that you don't believe is going to die anytime soon, run about it. Again, if your validator dies and stops working, I would have a backup plan. You don't want to be like scrambling. Then you're losing PLS and you take a week off because you just didn't have a system handy. You got to order. You got to wait for it to come in. So I have a plan for that too. It was like, no one else to do it. I'll do it. Well, might be with you there. Maybe sharing that APR. I don't know if we can muster 50K validators together, but we'll get enough to soak up that sweet PLS. Sweet. I have neck layer. It's not value. Very cool. Very cool. Switch back to the page real quick. I'm gonna get to questions. We got about 10 minutes left. So hopefully that was helpful. I had a couple Linux things. Maybe I'll just go over real quick because I don't know when I'm gonna do another Linux AMA. But if you want to, just a pro tip. If you want to, from the command line, get your IP address, you don't need to open a browser and do all that stuff. Yeah, so this is something too, if you want to, if you have remote access and you want to restrict who can access your SSH, that'd be a restriction. Let's do it. So you have security groups with AWS. I'll just go over this real quick. You can Google it. I think I talked about it in the, you have security groups. You also have the firewall with DigitalOcean. And then on your router, you can do IP restrictions and stuff probably too. But I think I updated the wiki recently. Let's see. I think I added it to the, so if you're using the AWS all source, so again, you can just take narrow it down. You don't have to use your exact IP if your IP changes or whatever, more or less secure depending on how open or closed it is. But you can specify it so, people can't just try to, you can change the port. You can do a bunch of stuff. I talked about a lot of stuff in DigitalOcean as well. But anyways, that's something that's pretty cool. And you can, if you're the only one that's going to be accessing it, you can do it by IP address. So I just want to bring that up. I'll put the wiki on here too as well. All right, I will take, let's see, what's up, Alex? How's it going? I'm gonna wrap it up here. Oh, interesting. I didn't even know you could set limits on SSH connections. I never did that before. Pretty cool. Yeah, nice. Mine was $1,800, bought 3 years ago, deprecated over 3 years. Nice. DC into validators. Hey, I think some people are probably doing that. I think people got really excited and especially a few months ago, we were raging, man. We were raging. Now we hit 50K and a lot of people are degening and stuff too right now, which I get it. Again, it's not, you got to take time. You got to set up. You got to learn Linux. You got to do all this stuff. Hey, we get a Rocket Pool fork. First one seems like it's going to be Alcosa, but also allow people to participate and do some cool stuff in there too. So take us home, Alex. Alex is awesome. Alex Santos in the chat, but also Alex from Hedron. Street Guru, real talk. If you get your SAC values back, would you abort? My humble opinion, I'm standing in the upside is too delicious. If you get your SAC, that's a hard question because, if you get your SAC values back, so if you put in 50K or something, you would get your 50K back. And then could I go buy PLS? Is this like a reversal of the network, everyone getting their money back type of thing? I'm not sure. I don't think I ever thought about this question. Just face value, I'm not interested in getting anything back. I'm cool the way things are, even though the price went way down. Yeah. Part of me is it'd be nice if things, Pulse, especially people SAC for PulseX, their bags weren't down so much, but I don't know. I don't think I need it. I don't need it. I don't need it to do that. Maybe a lot of people feel that way. I think I'm good. I'm good the way it is. That'd be weird to be offered that though. Yeah, it's just not a realistic scenario. It's hard to say that. Yeah, I got free PLS. It's pretty cool if you know you can you don't. It's like it almost feel like Bitcoin in a way where you don't need to. Rich, you talk about this too, right? How are you going to get it unless you buy it from middleman, or of course you do peer to local Bitcoins and stuff too. But if you mine it, it doesn't come from anywhere. It comes from the network, and you just get it. And pretty cool. It's pretty cool not having to buy coins. Now, of course, if you want larger values, depending on how much you're getting through there, if that's practical for whatever you're doing. But it's pretty cool to not have to buy crypto. You can just mine it, or stake it, or mint it, or whatever. So pretty cool. Get money back up in DC. Yeah, I got my site back already. Nice. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways. There's a lot of ways to. There's a lot of ways to. I had the post about Hex too. Yeah, like if you bought Hex at 40 cents, I'll talk about this more extensively on another stream. But if you bought Hex at 40 cents and then you buy it at a penny, right? If you bought the same amount, your average price is like you're getting it. Your cost is like 2 cents if you buy just as much, $500 worth at 40 cents versus $500 worth at like 1 cent, for example. Now you're down to 2 cents. Like that kind of stuff is like super underrated. I know it sucks. Like buy something, for example, if you bought it 40 cents, it sucks to go down. But like if you believe in the network, believe in the community, all that stuff, what an opportunity to like kind of whisk it away, right? Like think about how much money you have now to do it. But say you did $500. Say it was just something small and you're like, oh, I feel burned because Hex went down so much. Well, you can make that price 2 cents if you do the same amount, and you buy that now. So cool little stuff like that. Again, I'll talk about that maybe on another stream as well. But any other questions? We'll wrap up here. It's short and sweet. Happy 50K. Talked about profitability in the cloud and on your own personal at home NUC or otherwise. Let's see any other questions. Kev says, lost $300 on 9-inch. I got a few days ago. That was a big dump. Yeah. But yeah, who knows? I don't know. You can lock, I don't. They have the flexible, they lock it up for a year type of thing. That's the cool thing about, I will say about 9-inch. It, besides just not being another DEX that you just, it pumps and dumps and all this stuff. I'm not saying will it or won't do that in the future, but it is like a kind of a nice nod where you can lock it up over time, earn more. I like those kind of things. So that's more interesting than it would be if it was literally just a DEX with farming. You can actually lock up your tokens over time. So what do you want me to plug, Gamma? Plug it into battery backup. That's one. Plug Gamma's channel and his where to go for more information, which is Telegram and otherwise. How about cloud hosting? I have a bunch of stuff on cloud hosting. So if you're interested, I literally I run my validators in cloud. I used to run them AWS. Now I run them DigitalOcean. If you go to I have a thing on network security. If you're like, oh, what happens if my validator gets hacked? All this stuff. And I talk about it here, explain different scenarios. Yeah, I have docs, how to run a cloud server in DigitalOcean. Have a full walkthrough exactly how to do it. Like literally like how to do this. You need a couple special commands here. At least, yeah, I was new to DigitalOcean. Maybe there's better experts on that. How to do it on AWS if you want to do it like that. So check out the, drop this in the chat. Check this out if you're interested in cloud. I'll literally go through exactly how to do it on AWS DigitalOcean. DigitalOcean, way cheaper, just FYI. I used AWS for a while before I could eventually get on DigitalOcean. So it's like $700 a month compared to 400, plus or minus a bit. All right. That's all I got for you today. We're going to wrap it up. Hope that was helpful. Happy 50K and happy to the next 50K coming whenever they come. That's all I got. Scivive and 5555. We are out.